Hi everyone, Ann Gomez of Claire Concept Inc. here with more strategies to help you do your best work and live your best life. Today I'd like to talk to you about a really powerful strategy that some of the world's most effective and productive and successful people adopt. And it's almost like a little secret because the vast majority of the world does not adopt this. But I'd like to see you adopting this. It's all about having a proactive routine. And I've got an image up on the screen here of a sample routine, which may or may not look like something that's designed for you, but I want you to consider what works for you. This is all about protecting time for what's most important to you before everything else that we have going on gets in the way. And with our work life specifically, there's really 4 types of things that we're trying to fit in to work, 4 types of work. And I'd encourage you to create policies around those. So those 4 natures of your work are focus work meetings, informal communications, and personal. And what I encourage you to do is to think about what of the time available that I dedicate to work, how much time do I want to dedicate to each of these categories? Now, the first thing I want to say is this is all illustrative. So you decide how many hours you want to work on a daily and a weekly basis. This is just a hypothetical example for someone working 8 to 5, right? So that gives you about 9 hours to work with on a daily basis or 45 hours a week. Of course, you can work 37.5 or you can work 80 hours a week. That's up to you. You decide how many hours you want to work. But I just encourage you to decide how much of that time do you want to dedicate to your independent focus work, to meetings and all the travel associated, to informal communications, which includes people knocking on your door. Hey, do you have a minute? Those unscheduled phone calls, emails, text, right? Any kind of informal stuff that comes up. You know it's going to come. You just don't exactly know what the nature of those things are going to be, but you know you're going to get those communications throughout the day. And then of course there's this other concept that many people forego completely during the workday, breaks. Getting outside, breath of fresh air, reinvigorating yourself, and then coming back to work more refreshed and more focused. And one of the reasons why this is so critical is because sometimes one of these categories pushes out all the other categories, like meetings, for example. You could be in back-to-back days of 8-hour meetings, and then your inbox is a disaster, and you have no time to do your own focus work, and you're bringing boatloads of work home at night. And you're not really protecting your best time of day for your most important work. So once again, establish policies around here and then go back and build that routine, that plan around the best time for you to get your work done. Will there be exceptions? Absolutely. Absolutely. But what we're trying to do is create a plan that we try and follow most of the time. Right? I never follow this 100%. I follow it about 80% of the time because there are warranted, justifiable exceptions to the routine. But the goal is to put time aside for the things that are most important to you, and then most of the time you're able to align to that. And that is what allows you to live this life of high impact and purpose. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.